Every human being faces a battle, but not all realize the true enemy. The war isn't out there, not against society, not against circumstances, and certainly not against fate. The real war is within. Weakness wears many masks: procrastination, fear, laziness, self-pity, envy, indecision. These aren't just bad habits, they are subtle forces that eat away at strength like rust on steel. And the only way to conquer them is to recognize them for what they are: illusions of the undisciplined mind. The Stoics believed that the only true freedom is self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That power begins with awareness. The first step in eliminating weakness is brutal self-honesty. Where do you give in too easily? What fears control your choices? What comforts hold you hostage? Until these are named, they cannot be destroyed. Too often, people wait for motivation, for the perfect mood, or for the stars to align. But the Stoic doesn't wait. He acts regardless of feeling. To eliminate weakness, you must stop worshiping emotion and start honoring principle. Emotions fluctuate, principles endure. Strength comes from discipline, not desire. Action is the cure. Courage is the weapon. Weakness thrives on lies, especially the ones we tell ourselves. "I'm too tired today. I'll start tomorrow. I deserve a break." These thoughts sound reasonable, but they are not. They are the whispers of comfort, seeking control. They are the inner saboteur dressed as self-care. The Stoic sees them for what they are: excuses in disguise. Epictetus taught that we must not be slaves to appearances. The mind must be trained to see things as they truly are, not as we wish them to be. Weakness tells us a story that justifies surrender, but surrender to what? Ease, fear. The Stoic mindset rewrites that story. It says, "This pain is shaping me. This struggle is sharpening me. This obstacle is my training ground." To eliminate weakness, we must replace comforting illusions with brutal truth. You are not owed a perfect life. You are not entitled to an easy path. Strength is forged in discomfort. The weak man avoids it. The Stoic embraces it. We live in a world that rewards ease and coddles mediocrity. But the Stoic rejects the path of least resistance. He does not seek what is pleasant. He seeks what is right. Weakness cannot survive in a mind trained to value virtue over pleasure, clarity over comfort, purpose over popularity. Discipline is the destroyer of weakness. It is the steel backbone behind every strong life. But discipline is not born. It is built, one choice at a time, one uncomfortable decision at a time. And it always begins where emotion wants to end. The Stoics teach us not to be driven by feeling, but guided by reason. Feelings come and go like the weather. One day you're inspired, the next you're empty. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline shows up. Discipline lifts when the body resists. It writes when the mind is blank. It moves when the soul is tired. Weakness waits for a feeling. Strength creates movement. This is the Stoic edge, the ability to detach from emotion without becoming cold. It's not that the Stoic doesn't feel, it's that he doesn't obey the feelings. He listens, but does not kneel. He hears, but does not halt. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. It frees you from the chains of inconsistency, from the prison of impulse, from the slow death of comfort. Every time you act with discipline, you weaken the grip of weakness. You reclaim territory inside your mind. And over time, the voice of excuses becomes quieter. The fog of doubt begins to clear. You become the master, not the victim. The Stoic doesn't fight weakness with aggression. He fights with virtue, courage, temperance, justice, and wisdom. These are not just lofty ideals, they are weapons. They are shields against self-destruction. Every time you choose courage over fear, self-control over indulgence, clarity over chaos, you are eliminating weakness at its root. Virtue is not a passive concept, it's active. It's tested in the trenches of life, in failure, rejection, boredom, injury, and heartbreak. When life pushes you, virtue holds the line, but it must be practiced daily. The weak wait for inspiration to act virtuously. The Stoic acts, and through action becomes inspired. Your armor is built through repetition. Integrity isn't found, it's forged. One honest decision, one restrained reaction, one just response. Each time the armor thickens. Each time weakness is denied entry. There is no final victory, only daily battles. But the warrior who wears virtue cannot be broken. You do not need to be perfect. You need only be consistent. Every act of virtue rewires your identity. You stop being a person who tries and become a person who does. The more you live with virtue, the more foreign weakness begins to feel. To eliminate weakness, the Stoic doesn't just endure hardship, he seeks it. Voluntary discomfort is a tool of transformation. Fasting, cold exposure, early rising, intense training, silence, solitude. These are not acts of self-torture. They are rituals of purification. They strip away dependence. They toughen the mind. They teach you to live with less so you can become more. Seneca practiced poverty for this reason. He would wear rough clothes, eat little, and sleep on the floor, reminding himself, "Is this what I feared?" By facing discomfort on his own terms, he became immune to fear. The world could not threaten him with what he already mastered. Weakness grows in comfort. It thrives in luxury. The more we avoid pain, the more power it has over us. But when you walk into discomfort willingly, you take its power away. You stop fearing failure because you've rehearsed it. You stop fearing loss because you've practiced letting go. The modern world teaches us to seek ease. The Stoic path teaches us to seek challenge, not for suffering's sake, but for the sake of strength. Real power comes when nothing owns you, not food, not comfort, not opinion, not emotion. You own yourself. That is the Stoic ideal. That is what eliminates weakness. Imagine your mind as a fortress. Every act of discipline, every virtuous decision, every moment of clarity lays another brick in the wall. Over time, you build something unshakable, a place no fear can enter, no insult can harm, no loss can collapse. This is the Stoic's mind, fortified, stable, and inwardly free. But fortresses don't build themselves. They require work, focus, maintenance, daily effort. You must train your thoughts like soldiers. You must defend the gates against doubt, distraction, envy, comparison, and indulgence. Not with anger, with awareness, not with aggression, with intention. The Stoic understands that peace is not the absence of chaos, but strength in the face of it. His calm is not naivety, it's discipline. It is earned through battle with the self. That is the paradox of strength. It appears still on the surface, but burns fiercely within. It is not loud. It does not boast. It simply endures. To eliminate weakness is to choose the harder path, not once, but repeatedly. And each time you choose it, the walls rise higher, the fortress becomes stronger, and the world with all its chaos loses its power over you. The final evolution of the Stoic is not just the destruction of weakness, it is the transformation into fire. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way. The impediment to action advances action. The obstacle is the path." This is not metaphor, it is method. Fire does not fear resistance, it consumes it. It grows because of it. The Stoic becomes fire, not only enduring life's blows, but using them as fuel. Pain sharpens him, loss deepens him, failure educates him. Each hardship adds to the blaze. Weakness in this fire has nowhere to hide. This is your task, to stop fearing difficulty and start using it, to stop blaming the world and start mastering yourself, to stop negotiating with weakness and start eliminating it, thought by thought, choice by choice, action by action. You are not made to be soft. You are made to be solid. You are not born to bend, but to rise. The Stoic doesn't chase greatness. He becomes it by practicing strength when it's hard, by speaking truth when it's risky, by doing what's right when no one is watching. This is the Stoic way. Eliminate the weakness within and become fire